And good morning to everyone. Don't be fooled. You may think it is a early May day as we look for sunshine today, and the high will be 72. Now, you heard that, 72. But have no fear, we're in the deep south, so Saturday night we have a chance of snow now. It'll be mainly after midnight. It won't affect anything you're doing during the day, but snow is back in the forecast. Can you believe that? That'll be somewhere around 9 to midnight-ish, somewhere along in there. We'll talk deeper about that in a moment. But be prepared. You just never know what's going to happen. Checked several locations as to where all this will be happening. There for a day or so, it was taken out of the forecast, but now back in it. Picking up a little bit of fog out to our southwest if you're going to be traveling through Louisiana. We'll look at radar in a minute and show you exactly what all is going to happen. How are you today? I hope everything is well in your world and you've got a great day lined up for you. It is Friday, isn't it? Maybe we can get something done and enjoy the weekend. I'm glad each and every one of you are here. Thanks so much. As we're starting the day out, 38 in downtown Meridian today. 72 again for that high. Maybe a little cooler where you are, but still, it's nippy outside. I walked around an hour or two ago with old Sophie May. Me and her went outside, and it was cold. She didn't stay long. Been colder. As we begin today, as we look at things that have gone on, maybe the criminals took the night off to be prepared to do more this weekend, but we had pretty much a quiet night overnight. They maybe slept in. I'm not sure, or you haven't gotten up and noticed anything wrong yet. Either way, it was a quiet night last night for the most part as we know it as of right now. I did have a report of a wreck reported to me last night on I-20 right around the Hickory exit, there where 503 is. So one single vehicle accident rolled over, is what I am told on that. Also, we had an incident on B Street in downtown Meridian last night where someone thought they didn't like the light pole where it was sitting and thought they'd take it out. Power company had to come replace that. It's still there, but no one was hurt, but still the same. Hitting a light pole is just not good, is it? So that's a few of the events, and again, it is extremely quiet this morning as we begin our day. Nothing wrong with that. It's good to have those. Thank you, Miss Debbie Alexander. I do appreciate that. As we begin today, let's look at a few things that are happening around the state. We've got quite a few things, as a matter of fact, coming up here. Mississippi has the worst life expectancy, if I said that word correctly, of anyone else in the United States. Hawaii coming in at number one, where they said that in Hawaii you'll live to almost 81 years old. Mississippi, well, we're ranked very last in the nation. They said that life expectancy in Mississippi is 74.4 years. If you've made it past that, you're above the average for a Mississippian. I don't know how they do these studies, but there you go. New York, Massachusetts, all those are above 80 years old. New York, now it shocks me. Going to the subway, not a lot of people get back home. That's what they're telling us. Mississippi, the bottom end of that. Let's see, West Virginia is right there with us. No, we can't leave out Alabama. They're also included. Basically, as I read further down after the deeper into the story, it's basically anywhere in the South. Mississippi, West Virginia, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. We're all at that bottom there, either 74 to 75. But again, Mississippi, the very last one on the list, in case you wanted to know that. As we turn to other big stories, their hunting season has concluded, and they did find the second case of chronic waste disease in a deer in the state of Mississippi. This time they find that in Warren County. That's going to be over near Vicksburg area. If you're keeping track of all of those things, that's we don't need any more of that. That's bad news as we look at that. Other stories around the state: a fire chief from Columbus, Mississippi, who went to court to be given the drug ivermectin. What I'm talking about, he was in intensive care at the hospital, has passed away just hours after the judge ruled that he could get the treatment. He didn't make it. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of him. That happened in Lowndes County. He was the fire chief there of a volunteer fire department, and he passed away this week. He was 62 years old. He'd been a firefighter for 40 years. That's a headline that you really don't like to read there. That that is going on. Also, as we look around this, I brought this up earlier in the week. Natchez, Mississippi, and we've seen a string of this in our areas all around this. Natchez, Mississippi, I didn't realize at first that it was 2 bomb threats that were called into schools a day apart. They've arrested 2 teens. They're not releasing names, but they are arresting. And I guess we really need to teach this younger generation, you can't do that. That's just a horrible thing to do. But that happened. I do remember umpteen dozen years ago. Who remembers this? Meridian, Mississippi. Alan Jackson was getting ready to walk out on stage in Meridian, Mississippi, and a threat was called in with him. The concert was scrambled, and it was over. There was nothing to it, but that did happen here. Why people want to do that, I just do not know. Now, Mississippi, this is starting to heat up. I mentioned this about a week ago. Brookhaven, and as you go to the national news, they're referring to Brookhaven as being a suburb of Jackson, Mississippi. Well, it's far from a suburb of Jackson, Mississippi. But a FedEx driver that I originally read was based out of New Orleans, delivering in the Mississippi area, was shot at. Now, this is getting deeper and deeper as they throw Mississippi into the spotlight on this. This happened after 7 p.m., and no matter what really went on, you should never shoot at anyone for no reason. It's a father and son duo, and they're already comparing this to Georgia, the father and son duo that went to jail in the death of Mohammed Arbery. Do y'all remember that case? But the FedEx driver was delivering package in a neighborhood in Brookhaven, Mississippi. He had someone jump out in front of the truck, try to stop him. Now, again, it was an unmarked FedEx van. You know how packages are overdone. Their trucks break down and they have to rent a white van. He was delivering packages to a neighborhood. They tried to stop him. He didn't. They started chasing him and shot at him. And yes, bullets did go through it. It's not a made-up thing. He is comparing it to what happened and saying maybe it was a race crime. They're trying to get the charges upgraded. At dark, would you even know who was driving a vehicle that is dark? Could you see? I don't know. But it's heating up. It's going to be bad. All of this is getting worse and worse as the national media comes into this. So we will see what happens with this. We're watching it closely. Again, it's national news now. Again, this is going to be all eyes on Brookhaven, Mississippi. We'll watch that. Pay attention to that. Let's see, bank robberies. Oh, they've happened around the state of Mississippi. And as we look at this one, we go to Jackson, Mississippi. The Bancorp South Center there in Canton, Mississippi. You know where that is? That was a bank there in Canton. The gentleman robbed it. He's going to get 5 years for it. The actual crime happened a few years ago. This is what shocks me, and you may know more about it than me, our court systems. They really must be backed up. This happened in 2019 and is just now going before the judge for sentencing the case. 2019, this is 22. That's 2 back. That's 4 years. Does it take that long? 5 years is what he's going to get there. The car he was driving also was stolen, so I'm sure that was taken into consideration for what he done as well. Now, as we go to this next sentencing in the state of Mississippi, we go back again, this backlog in the courts, to 2018, and as you dig deeper into this story, he had just been sent to prison. Let me just explain how this happened. A man is being sentenced to 70 years in prison for the killing of a teenage mother. He got in an argument and he shot and killed her. He's already been arrested for another crime of shooting somebody. He had been sentenced to 20 years. He was in jail for 20-year sentence for shooting somebody. Then they find out that he shot the mother. He gets an additional 70 years. So this gentleman has 90 years to spend behind bars. And again, all of this, the first shooting that he done was in 2016 that he got sentenced for. As he started his sentence for that, they found out about the 2018. Wow. And he's only 21 years old. Not likely he'll get out. I'm not sure how they do parole, but not good. How could you? I look at criminal cases and I just don't understand why people want to do this, where they think that that's the right thing to do in a moment of anger to shoot at someone. And hurt them. And, he did. He's going to pay for what he's done. A Texas man has been sentenced for doing naughty things in the state of Mississippi, and they need to do more of this. It was a Texas man that was delivering meth throughout central Mississippi. He was the supplier to the state of Mississippi. He's been tied to all of this. He'll get 35 years behind bars for delivering meth to the state of Mississippi, and that's a good thing. I think they need to do more of that. Mr. Miller, he's 35 years old. He'll be 70 if he spends his entire time in prison when he gets out. Quite some time from now. As we move to our next story here, you've heard of this before. It's happened here in our area, but we go down to Forest County for this one. You ever had a storage unit where you go store your products, your stuff that, well, you can't fit in your house, and you go put it there, and you go to check on it or add something to it, and, well, your storage unit's been broken into. That was the case, and they've caught 2 people for this. They'll spend a little time behind bars. They have not been sentenced. They've just been arrested for breaking into several storage units over the course of months. They couldn't catch them. They finally put up cameras and identified them for it. That's Forest County, south of the Meridian area, as you look at this. A traffic stop, as we look at this, Jones County, got kind of busy down there. A car was stolen. Police officer thought, well, that looks familiar. They pulled it over, and sure enough, it was a stolen car. And lo and behold, guess what the criminals had? Oh, yeah, drugs. They've been arrested. They have not been sentenced yet, but it was 2 men and a lady as we look at this. Christopher Walters, 50, of Ellisville. Also, it was a Nissan car, maroon, that he had stolen there. Kevin Mixon, who was with him, who was 47, and a 40-year-old woman. Now, let's just say that drugs probably paid a lot into that case. And this is Mississippi. This is not places that are far off that I'm telling you these incidents happen as we look around. Also, I mentioned this earlier, that this was going before the Mississippi Senate, where they might get a raise. Have y'all been paying attention to this? Well, it passed the Senate yesterday. And what this means is a $4,500 a year raise for them and a $6,000 bump for the first-year lawmakers that go up there. $6,000. And you go, oh, they don't make that much. If you get into this and read all of this, they do. For those that are serving 3 and 4 terms, they get a $4,500 raise. Now, this will now head to the Mississippi House for approval. It will most likely pass. As how long does it take for a school teacher or somebody like that to get a raise? A long time. I'll leave that where it is. We'll see what the House does. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Maybe they need the raise. Does anybody know? I've never paid a lot of attention to what the lawmakers locally make, but maybe I need to pay more attention to state things like that. I know in Congress they don't need it. They get a lot more benefits, but that's a look at what's happening there in the Jackson area as we go to that. Alabama, let's go across that state line on this. How do you feel about this as we look across that state line here, which is what, 10, 15 miles from the Meridian area as you go into Alabama? They have passed a bill that is going to allow drive-through beer and wine sales. Do you agree with that? How about you folks in Gilbertown, Alabama, Butler, Alabama? Do y'all support that? That's what's happening there. It has passed, and you'll start seeing that to a store near you before long there in Alabama. Also, Mardi Gras right around the corner as they gear up for this in Mobile. And I always, in my head, and I realize that it's bigger than I thought. You think of New Orleans mainly when you think of Mardi Gras, but if I remember correctly in reading my history, I think it even started in the Mobile area. It's going to be a big deal. They're gearing up for all of that. And I even heard rumor that Meridian is getting ready for a Mardi Gras parade. Anybody got the information on that? I have not seen it written, but I have heard that there's possibly a parade that will happen in downtown Meridian. So if you know about this, share that with me. I'd like to share the news of that. It's usually a lot of fun. As we switch gears and kind of look at things that are going on nationally, there's lots going on with that also as we go to this. And be ready, because all of this is starting to build. Hillary is going to be speaking at a New York Democrat convention. You go, why is she doing that? She really wants to be president. And as they do polls, they find that Hillary is more popular than Joe right now. Ray, why nobody likes Joe? Could it be the $3.15 gas that you bought yesterday, or maybe the last time you went and bought a steak that you could only buy one and you had to cut it up 4 ways and give that to your family? Things are outrageous right now. I keep hearing people say that power bills are the next thing that are going to go up. Your gas bills are going to go up. Just your average day cost of making a living, keeping the food on the table and lights burning in your house. That's what's happening to America. We're all concerned. As we head toward, is it November? The elections, your chance to voice your opinion across America will come. The midterm elections. Will there be a change in the House and the Senate? We'll see if the country takes a new direction. All that's coming up this fall. We urge you to vote. Do it legal now, but vote. Let's see. I'm not a big fan of this. Maybe you are. It's just never interested me. But I know that there's people that have to eat this up. The Olympics. Anybody watch that? I know they talk about it on television, but do you actually watch that stuff? I've never watched it. Somebody skiing down a slow snow-capped hill, just never done it to me. I remember as a kid seeing somebody bobsled one time, and I thought, well, that's kind of neat, but, well, I wouldn't want to do it. And I guess there's ice skating and things like that going on with the Olympics. As I mentioned the other day, something like that is about as boring as watching a car rust to me. But again, everybody's got their own taste and may like it. We find out this morning that Russia, and I'm not going to shock y'all whatsoever on what I'm fixing to tell you, the person who, in skating that won gold for Russia, failed their drug test and still skated anyway. They're trying now to figure out what they're going to do about that. Lillian Glenn said that she saw a small package of chicken wings yesterday for $16. Somebody gripped the table. $16 for chicken? And you know where this is going to lead. You're not going to be hard. It's going to start hurting restaurants, because if you're having trouble cooking it yourself, imagine what it's doing to the retail business of restaurants. Expect that to go up. It's not that the guy that you eat with once a week or maybe once a month wants to do that. They're just not going to have a choice. We've got to get a grip on America. We really do. It is really, really scary there. LaWanda says that her power bill has already gone up. Bree Packer says Queen City has the information on the Mardi Gras page. I'll check that out on the parade that I mentioned there. Ooh, let's see here. Glory Mean says, I do not watch it or the Super Bowl. And that is this weekend. Super Bowl Sunday is here. I can't bear to watch that. You may look at it differently and have forgiven everybody. I don't know if you'd call it a forgiven thing, but I respect our country and the people that gave their lives for it. It means a lot to me. Red, white, and blue to the end. That's the way I feel about that, and I believe in supporting our troops and our men and women that get out every day that protect us. They do a hard job there. McDonald's, here's another story that is out there this morning that you may be finding interesting, is the world is changing whether we like it or not. I remember many years ago, Debbie and I were really, really good friends with Gene Jay, a good friend of mine, and he had a flip phone, and whenever he'd get a text, he'd go, hang on, everybody. I'm getting a fax. And it was always funny the way Gene done that. But the world has turned to these. They've turned to these computers that you're watching me on right now, whatever form it is. And America has taken a new shape. Radio is really over. It does affect television to a degree because, well, you can watch just about anything you want here. I remember the day back years ago when Debbie and I were on the radio, and if you wanted to hear a song, you had to call us. You don't have to do that anymore. The thrill of having your birthday announced on the radio has, well, gone away. It's more a social media thing for someone to wish you a happy birthday. Things are changing. They really are. And as we look at this, McDonald's has applied for virtual trademarks. And what does that mean? Well, as you dig into the story, it will be to where I guess it's kind of like a game, to where you log in and you walk in a restaurant virtually and order it, and food will be delivered to your home. That day is coming. They're getting ahead of the game by already applying for the patents on all of this. Imagine that. Not leaving home. It's almost like the Jetsons. I even saw a car this week that cost about $92,000 that does hover and float. $92,000, but things are changing. We will be doing things different before long as we look at all this. We had an accident yesterday in the United States near Phoenix, near the Air Force Base. The pilot, is okay. Got a few scratches, had to be taken to the hospital, but a fighter jet crashed yesterday as they were training. That's good no one was hurt. We like that. Have you ever read this about Joe Biden's mama? Yeah, this is a headline story this morning. Joe Biden's mama was Irish. She disliked England so much on some trip that he was a part of, she would not sleep on the same bed that the Queen once slept on. She slept on the floor instead of sleeping in the bed. Now, that's really not liking someone, isn't it? When I'm tired, I'm just liable to go ahead and climb in the bed and go, well, they're not here right now. They're telling Americans the Ukraine issue gets worse and worse as we dig into this. Ukraine. They're already saying that if you're American in Ukraine, you need to get out now. Do it on your own. We're not going to get you out. But bad things are coming. They're telling Americans to evacuate that country. Again, we'll watch those stories also as this gets closer. We've got a lot going on. We're going to do your weather forecast next to let you know exactly what's going on this morning. Chilly day right now at 37. We'll dig deeper into the forecast. Please don't go anywhere because, well, we got a lot to talk about. All of that's coming up here next with Scotty Ray Report. Since 1985, Miss Rodney's Muffler Shop has been taking care of you. As a matter of fact, they're ranked as the #1 muffler dealer in the South Central Mississippi area. Still located on 8th Street where you can conveniently drop in. Well, they offer you all the Flowmaster and dual pipes that you'll need, any custom bending for your vehicle. They offer mufflers, muffler deletes, and even factory stock mufflers. They can even install a converter for you. 482-8211. 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they're open until noon on Saturday. The back porch of Meridian is now open on Highway 19. Anything outdoors. Grills, fryers, pellets. And all grills come with free assembly. Whether you're looking for a cooler or custom woodwork. Plus local beef. Milk and ice cream from Beeson, products from Cyples Mills, spices, and a whole lot more. And don't forget to check out the She Shed, where you'll find authentic Louis Vuitton purses and more. And we can't leave out the spoon fudge. The Back Porch, Highway 19 North Meridian. Really neat store. Drop in and visit with them. Check it out there. That's on Highway 19. Visit with them. As we turn to talk a little bit about breakfast, have you went by Maple's one-stop shop lately? They got a lot going on there at the St. Paul store, the Chevron there. Breakfast is being served this morning. They'd like for you to drop in and get a little bit. As you look at that grits, ooh, look, I like that bacon. Good stuff there. As you look at the menu, there's a lot that you can choose from. If you're looking for breakfast, they've got all this with the gravy and the meats that you want there. Also at lunch, the tender boxes are coming up. Anywhere from a 2-piece to a 4-piece. And who doesn't love tater logs for lunch? I like them. Hot wings and a whole lot more. Corn dogs. Check them out there. Again, that's at the Maples one-stop shop. And this is coming to Causeyville before you know it. Another community meeting place. All there. They're getting the kitchen put together now. They'll have it before long. And if you're looking for coffee this morning to get your day started, the Loyalty Coffee Program is going on. That 6-cup of coffee will be absolutely free. Now, you're going to find a lot more there. All the cold drinks, moon pies, candy bar that you're looking for as you're on your way. They offer pizza at the Pine Springs and Bonita Chevron store. A lot to take in. Get your lottery tickets as well. See them, whether it's at Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville Chevron, or at the Last Chance Tobacco on 493, Broadmoor Chevron, and 31st Avenue Chevron. They'll help you out there. A lot of food going on there. I almost talked myself into getting hungry there for a minute. How about y'all? Like some good food. All right, let's turn our thoughts over to the weather today to let you know exactly what's going on.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back to our record highs and our record lows, 1999, it was a heat wave today. 82 degrees. As we go back to the coldest day that we've got recorded for the Meridian area, 2011, it was set at 14 degrees. Wow, chilly stuff. As we look at this, sunshine today, we're going to get 71, 72 here in Meridian as we'll go across Vicksburg. They'll bump it up to 73, going to be warm there, down to Hattiesburg, 71, a beautiful day. Now, as we cut across and we look at Alabama, pretty much the same there. Demopolis, you always see 73 as well. And 72 toward Tuscaloosa and over to Montgomery, 72 degrees as well. A warm day, just absolutely gorgeous. It will feel like a spring day or maybe a little bit of a summertime day. Going to be good. Y'all enjoy yourself while you can. As we look at this, still do not burn because we do have a lot of gusty winds today and through the weekend. This is going to end hopefully by the end of the day, but don't burn right now. It could cause some issues. We'd rather you didn't wait on this. The fire departments are busy, all these volunteer fire departments with these brush fires that keep jumping out. Just wait a few days. It'll calm down. The wind will be better. As we look at what's going to happen, this is it. We're living this heat wave right now. As we look for the 6 to 10 days, we will see some normal temperatures coming above average through Georgia and up through the Carolinas. Look at that. As we come across and we look at today's forecast, and this is what we find out as we dig into our forecast of what to expect. Now, today, sunshine 72, down to only 42 tonight. Not as chilly, but tomorrow it's going to be great for the downtown area there as we get to celebrate the historic day. 59. 60 for that high tomorrow. We will dip down to 27 tomorrow night. This is where we start going, okay, what's going on? Saturday night, after 9 p.m., there is a 20% chance of rain mixing with snow. Again, 20% chance right here after 9 p.m. to about midnight is what we're looking at. Low's going to be 27, so it'd be perfect for it to stick. Don't count on that. No accumulations expected because they don't think enough is going to fall. It would quickly melt whatever happens as we get to 51 on Sunday, 57 Sunday. Look at those temperatures back up to near 70 on Wednesday, which means, well, some rain is coming. That's a lot there. As we jump ahead to another week in February, let's go all the way to the 25th down here. 70-degree weather there starting about the 22nd. We'll have some 50s still going through the 18th and through the 20th and the 60s. Nighttime lows are going to average in the 40s past the 21st. We still have some colder nights ahead of us. That's the way we look at that. Not bad weather, but again, let me stress that about the snow. Saturday night, after 9 p.m., we may see a flurry or two. And as I look at this, we've got this, and I made some notes of it. Starkville will have it written in their forecast to have it before midnight. As we look to Scuba, it will be a little bit sooner for Scuba than it will be Meridian. 8 p.m. is when they will start possibly seeing some snow flurries. As we get into the Jackson, Mississippi area, 7 p.m. is when they may see a snow flurry. As we jump ahead to the Meridian area, Newton, and even over to Butler, Alabama, right through here, it will be about 9 o'clock. We should start seeing a flurry or two. Y'all keep me posted. If you see it, we'll go to talking about it. All of that's coming up. As we glance at radar, let's just see what's happening this morning across the area as we pull up radar to take a quick look here. And, well, we've got a gorgeous-looking state of Mississippi and Alabama. As we jump down here to Louisiana, Lafayette, and these areas here, we do have some fog, some pretty thick fog here if you're going to be traveling through New Arbery, through Lafayette, and back over to Beaumont, where there's always somebody working on a bridge there on I-10. You'll sit there for hours. It's miserable. But if you're headed that way, expect that. As we go on down to Sweeney, Texas, these areas here, west of Houston, southwest of there, through Sugar Land there, what is that, 59, 55? I think it's 59, that highway that comes out of there. You can make it through them tall buildings. You can get on the other side. Always construction there as well. Be careful. The rest of the United States looks pretty good this morning. Nothing up the East Coast. And, well, we don't even have rain popping up out there in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle this morning, believe it or not. Some snow flurries up in the northern part up there where it's always cold in Montana. Whew. Well, we've got a lot going on. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's wished me a happy birthday. Sandy White, Brian and Mandy Guest, thank y'all. Laura Lee, thank you. Greg Beard, appreciate the birthday wishes there. Another day older, and I'm glad to have it. I'm not going to complain about the age. I'm happy to be here and be with you doing what I love. I couldn't do it without y'all every single day. Y'all make it happen. A big thank you to you and along with the sponsors. Now, we're getting ready here in just a few minutes to fire off the morning show with Candace. That will begin at 8 o'clock this morning. I hope you'll come back and join us. Give us your thoughts on what we're talking about. Pass along some information. I do appreciate that. Again, it's all about you and what you do. If you happen to bump into something today, inbox me. Let me know about it so we can dig deeper into it to know what's happening in our area. Here, Carter, thank you. Appreciate that. Miss Joyce Snowden Godwin. And happy birthday, she says. Thank you. Appreciate it. Whew, here we go. Thank y'all so much. Again, currently 38, and remember that chance of snow over the weekend, Saturday night, after, let's put this in our area, anytime after 7, if you go back west of here. So let's say anytime after 7 o'clock Saturday night, slight chances of snow. There we go. I'll see you soon in just a little bit as Candace gets ready to bring you the morning show. As we'll look forward, we'll have a special guest this morning. Yeah, I hope you'll come back and visit with us. Amanda Snowden will be with us. She's got a lot to talk about. Let's all be a part of it. And we'll tell you about some of the famous folks that'll be downtown. Yeah, we've got an old boy that's going to be there talking as we talked about the big show that's going to be downtown Meridian. Who's it going to be? Oh, Jimmy Rogers is going to be there. Brick Gully. Saturday afternoon beginning at 2 downtown Meridian. Check them all out. We'll see you soon right here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by